I'm at nothing.
0. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting started. It's only way up, all right? Are you a great sales guy or not? Just answer bluntly, yes or no.
No, let's say no.
I'm not either, man, but yet I've sold millions and millions of dollars. Motivation does not precede action. Action precedes motivation.
So I'm an Army veteran. Joined the Army, went to politics. Then 2018, had to do something, with life. So I decided to start a lead gen agency. I have a sales background, did a lot of commission sales and stuff growing up. So kind of thought it was similar, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just, how hard is it to sell?
Yeah.
But, it wasn't as easy as I thought.
Never.
So things shifted, and then COVID happened. Then I met, and actually you came up, I think, before that. So that's where kind of you guys came up a couple years after COVID or somewhere, with Pedro Adeo with the challenges and stuff. And so that's kind of where me and Danny connected, was in that community, 100X. And then my Facebook account got blasted a few years ago after helping somebody with their account. Their account got hooked up by Facebook. So it was an IT guy. I was doing ads for him. That's again when the ad game was going strong. And so hear me out, an IT guy account gets hacked. You know what I mean? That's his whole business, is IT and taxes and stuff, and his stuff gets hacked. I was connected to it, and then so that just snowballed to me losing, advertising access. And then so that took me down a deep spiral for about 6 months. I couldn't even look at Facebook. I deleted everything. So since then, I've been having trouble getting back to even, I guess you could say, just fixing that and everything. So it's just been a couple of things. And so since then, I've just been scared to run ads. I put stuff together. It'll sit in my account for weeks. I've even had to the point where I put everything together and I've had to have my wife actually click start. You know what I mean? I mean, the stuff is done. It's just sits there. So that's been a lot of my struggle for a while. You know what I mean? Stuck on the launch pad.
Do you think that fear and that fear to launch, fear of failure, do you think that's a one-off with you, or what percentage of entrepreneurs do you think, go through something similar?
I mean, no, I know it's not a one-off. Again, according to, and I am a very, strong believer, and that's fun. Again, I was in ministry for a while, and, so there's some other components to that, but I know that, after dealing with Pedro and being in the community and stuff, I've let him, he talks about, again, the heart wounds, the false beliefs and stuff we've had. So again, in all this process, it's been dealing with a lot of that stuff. So I think I've gotten better, again, like you said, like just talking about this stuff. For a while, I couldn't talk. I didn't realize it. Just like connecting with Pedro, I didn't realize what he was saying was what I was thinking. You know what I mean? So understanding that, I'm sure there are more people, because I see them. There's some groups I was in, for instance, there was an entrepreneurs group.
And by the way, I just want to you're ahead of a lot of entrepreneurs in this way. The emotional side of controlling emotion and realizing the need for emotion here is the number one thing with entrepreneurs, right? Like if we can learn to overcome the discipline and seek through the emotion, it gives us such a leg up, because the whole thing about business is we have to be emotional outward, but we have to be like a robot with systems and making it happen. And you already realize that you kind of have this opportunity here that, man, I'm kind of struggling with the self-discipline or the self-worth and like the confidence and all this type of stuff. And man, I see a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't even know they're struggling with that, but they really are. In fact, they have this false set of confidence, and it's just, right. It's a real struggle. The story of Joseph, and God gave him this vision of where he was heading. He's obviously given you a vision. And then why didn't he give him the plan? He just gave him the vision. He didn't give him the plan. I see the story of Job, not that Job overcame, but like God was like, go after him. There's the emotional side of business is just so critical. And then it's just tactical. It's just like, we just do the thing. And I can give you the recipe here in just a second, Jason. I have a recipe of selling And if you literally just do it, like, don't think about it. Don't overthink about it. Well, let me back up. Where are you at today in revenue?
I'm at nothing.
0. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting started. It's only way up. All right.
That's where I am. Is I guess I got a lot of pieces, but it's figuring out how to put together. I've come up with my own frameworks and stuff. Again, I'm also magnetic marketing with Dan Kennedy, so I've been there. So I have frameworks. It's just putting things out there. Like I said, I've launched.
Are you paying money for all this stuff?
Yes, yeah. It's coming out of my VA.
All right. Well, you're paying for it. It's not like VA money. I mean, you're paying for it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get real. I've got 9 minutes here, Jason. All right. So we're gonna get direct here. I promise you. But here's the deal. When we're not having success, we always revert back to what's like in our nature, I guess, so to speak. In other words, if a business is struggling and I'm a sales guy, what do you think I do to get me out of struggle? I go sell more. If I'm an AI guy, I think, oh man, my systems aren't good enough. Let me go do AI. We always reach back to the thing that we're actually best at, which ironically, Jason, is probably the best thing about our business, right? Like you're right now, your only struggle with business is sales, yet you're reverting back to education, right? How do I learn better product? Or how do I learn better operations? Or how do I learn better systems? Man, I want to encourage you, if you're even paying $1 to any of these folks, and I like them all, they're all friends. And I would say this about mine, if you were in my program, you need to cancel all that crap. Because right now, your problem is not knowledge. You're just wasting money and you're wasting timeline for yourself.
Right.
Okay. And you're just spinning. And so I would just like every bit, you should have 0 expenses because you have 0 income.
Right.
All right. I mean, you can argue with me there a little bit if you want, right? Okay. But here's the deal. What is the only thing that is preventing you from making $500 a month? Let's start slow.
Not putting nothing out there, yeah.
It's sales. That's all it is, right? Jason, sales. Okay. So are you a great sales guy or not? Just answer bluntly. Yes or no?
No. Let's say no.
Okay, good. I'm not either, man. I'm like, I don't know the sales technique. I look at people like Russell and Grant, all these guys, but yet I've sold millions and millions of dollars. You know why? Because here's the deal. A lot of us, we think motivation precedes action. Let me get motivated, then I'll go to the gym. Let me get motivated, then I'll start. Let me get motivated, then I'll post. Let me read a book, and then I'll get inspired, and then I'll bull crap. Motivation does not precede action. Action precedes motivation.
Yeah, and I've seen that. Yeah.
Because it sounds like you, I'm a relationship guy. Dude, I love people. And I'm sitting, dude, I will help any dude that we're on this call right now. I love people, right? And what I have found, if I just love on people a ton and consistently, by nature, there's a day when Jason's like, you know what? I would like to come to a conference. I should come to JC's because he's helped me in so many ways, right? Like that's my only strategy, right? But I do it in this like systemized format that's actually way better than any salesperson. In fact, the salespeople are even saying now, man, we need to become more relationship driven in our sales. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been doing. What is the actual offer that you're offering right now? I understand you're working with businesses that are local, but what are you trying to sell them?
I call it custom cars. It's a customized customer attraction and retention system. It's basically modeled on Dan Kennedy's magnetic marketing, but in a more localized.
What is that? Tell like, give me like, is it Facebook ads? Are you doing Google ads? Are you doing LinkedIn automation? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Facebook ads to a landing page. Yeah.
All right, cool. Facebook ads, the landing page. I like that. How much are you charging?
Anywhere from 2,500 on up. Rev share depending on.
Okay. All right. That's the idea that you'd like to charge. Okay. I'm going to give you some stuff here. All right. Now, again, coaches, we like telling people what they want to hear. Okay. Just so you know. All right. But you're not paying me to be a coach. So I'm going to just tell you like the actual truth. Like we're going to multi-million-dollar agency. The first agency I exited, we had 350 employees. I'm going to tell you how we grew those things. The first thing I want to talk about is how do we go from 0 to 10,000? So here's what I want you to think about. And just close your eyes and envision that your day is like, your week is like 40 blocks, 40 hours. Okay. And really maybe 50, but 50 blocks. And if I think about half of my day is spent on sales, marketing, operations, and half of my day is spent on clients. How much, so that means 20 blocks right now is free to work on clients, correct? Right now, of all of those blocks, each one of them has a 0 in it. You make $0, correct? You want me to tell you the best way to get clients? It's to show value to clients. If I can give a ridiculous amount of value, like Jason, Jason, you give me $1 and all of a sudden tomorrow you're making $1 million. And then I come back to you, Jason, and hey, Jason, I've upped my prices. You're going to have to pay me $100 now. Are you going to be happy to pay it or sad?
Happy.
You don't even freaking care, right?
Right.
Now, what you're not getting right now is shots. You got to get shots. Okay. Now, once you're full, once your 20 blocks are full, now we can go, man, I need to charge more. But right now, Jason, you're charging $2,500 for Facebook ads. At Hite Digital, I also charge $2,500, but you have 20 years of experience. You see the off there?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to come up with a much better pricing structure. All right. I'm going to tell you something maybe nobody has told you. Okay. I'd actually charge like $250 to $300. Why? Because you're going to do this. Time is your friend. It's not going to cost you anything. Are you going to outsource this? You're going to do it yourself.
Either one.
Okay. You're going to do it yourself then. If you need to outsource it, do $100 to $200 more. Here's what I'm going to tell you though, Justin. Once we get on and we filled all of our blocks, well, now don't expand. I'm not telling you to double, like hire someone. What I'm going to tell you at that moment, let's start charging $500. And then what are we going to do, Jason? We're going to start charging $1,000. Before you know it, now all of a sudden 1,000 times 20, how much is that? That's 20 grand a month.
20,000. Yeah.
That's it, baby. But like, because you don't have an experience, because no one's out there talking about how great you are and how good you're doing, and because you don't have all these testimonials, and because you don't have all this stuff, it compounds the difficulty, right? You right now are making the hardest sales job in the world, which is selling an unproven product to an audience that's never tested you at a really high price. Like, you don't do all that.
Yeah.
No wonder you're in this loop, right? So that's what I'm gonna tell you in the beginning, right? And I know it's not sexy. No one's like, oh my gosh, dude, I grew an amazing agency where I charge only $300. I get it.
That's cool.
But I swear to you, $300 times 20 clients, that's $6,000 a month. That's $72,000 a year. Dude, that's not freaking bad at all. And it's a heck of a lot more than you're doing now.
Yeah.
But it's also much better entry point for everyone else. And you're beating me, right? You're going to be like, yeah, you can go sign up for JC's company. He'll charge you $2,500 and you're going to get employee number 50 at that company. Or you can pay me $300 because I'm hungry and I want to win and I'm a brand new entrepreneur. And this is what I'm betting on. This way I'm feeding my family. And this is why I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now because I'm an ex-vet at a find purpose and I'm more driven than anyone. It's only $300. Well, now, man, that's okay. Someone's going to step and think, right?
Right.
Okay. Pricing. All right. Now the next one is the growth strategy. All right. It's going to be really simple, but you got to do it. Okay. The first thing is, dude, I need you to go back into this posting mode. All right. I post 6 times a day and I will tell you, I hate posting, Jason. I hate it so much. Here's what we're going to do. I want you to post 6 times a day or let's go with 5, right? I want to focus on Jason, man, your story, dude, you're a vet launching a new company. Like that's cool. People want to get behind that. Right. And let's just focus on that. Don't go with all these cars methodology, right? Like there was a point where we try to dude, that's too marketing. Dude, you run Facebook ads, Jason, just stick with that. I run Facebook ads. We have a boutique agency. We do it freaking amazing. And I want to help you grow. I will be the best, most affordable and give you the greatest ROI possible. And baby, you're getting me, not a bunch of team. And just be direct. So now I know what Jason does. Don't hide it. Like just go direct to it, right? Now, here's the deal. Of these 5 posts that you're doing per day, I want 4 of them to be about you. Life, dinner, just had a call with JC. Man, this guy's an idiot, but it was a fun 30 minutes. Like whatever, like just post your life, okay? Because people work with people, not businesses. All right? Here's the next thing I want you to do, Jason. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to build what I call a hot list, okay? In a hot list, do you use Google Sheets or do you use Excel?
Sheets.
Okay, great. Perfect. That's what I use. All right. I want you to build a Google Sheet. You're going to do this today. All right. The first column, I want you to put name. The next column, I want you to put date added. The next column, I want you to put stage. The next column, I want you to put next contact. All right, next contact. And the next one is going to be notes. All right, let's go through this. So the first one's name, date added, then stage, next contact, and notes. Okay, so obviously name is just who are we talking about? Date added, I want you to add 5 a day. All right, so that's why you're going to put this date added thing. All right, so you're going to put just today's date. You're going to add 5 today. The next one's staged. New lead, made contact, very interested, or closed one, closed loss. That's what you want you to do, just like a CRM, but this is an entrepreneur CRM, all right? It's gonna be so easy to read, it's not even funny. The next two are so important, Jason. Man, they're so freaking important. I don't know how you were, but in college, I wasn't the coolest kid in school, but I always had a really beautiful date. You know why? Because I was a numbers guy. I would ask out and talk to hundreds of girls. You know, like I wasn't scared to get let down. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. The next contact is so key. And then what this deal is that every time you have someone in your system, right, we're gonna add 5 a day. When's the next time you're gonna reach out? That reach out could just be checking in. That outreach could be like, hey, we just had a call. What's going on? How's it going? That next outreach could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be 6 months from now. If someone tells you, no, Jason, I'm not interested, awesome, cool. You mind if I outreach it back out to you in 6 months or 9 months or 10 months? I don't care, but you're gonna reach out to them. Every single person in your wheelhouse that's a possible client, I want you to have a scheduled time that you reach back out to them, okay? The next one is notes. All I do is just in one cell, I put 6-25, talk to Jason, great guy, is amazing at this, reach it back out in 2 weeks to see how he's doing, right? And then that same cell, I just am on the far left, 7-25, talk to Jason again, he's doing great, Some of these guys I'm trying to direct sell, some I'm not, but here's the math on this, Jason. You had 5 a day, that's 100 a month. Within 5 months, it's 500 people that you're reaching out to on an ongoing basis. Is there any way you talk to 500 people and not 1 or 2 or 3 sign up with you?
I'm agreeing. I don't know how to answer that right, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There's no freaking way, Jason. There's no way. It doesn't happen. And if it does happen, I'm going to tell you. Because also after 500 people, you get better at asking.
Right.
You get less scared of the no. There's so many things that happen. It is impossible, Jason. I'm telling you. And if you do, then I'm going to tell you, the good Lord is saying that we need to find you another career. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, let's give him our best shot, 90 days. And I swear to you, Jason, you're going to infinitely multiply your revenue if you're at 0. But without a doubt, you should be at 10 clients, paying you $300 a month, making $36,000 a year, which a teacher in Arkansas, that's what they make. So you're making more than a teacher in Arkansas, right? So
I've made 10 grand from other people,
gotcha. Okay.
over 6 years. But this guy I'm working with now, he sold me my car a couple years, last year, and we've been connected for a while. He switched from cars to real estate. So we've been working on his content. A couple weeks ago, I set him up a strategy, and it's got the most engagement he's ever had on his profile. And he's doing finally what I told him to do, you know, as far as posting videos and stuff like that. So I have a decent track record. We built his lead magnet funnel and a few other things, you know, we're working on. So should I just go all in on helping him? Don't charge him anymore, or charge, you know, a few dollars, like you were talking about charging $300 or $400. Just get it from him and
what's
just go all in.
Today monthly?
Right now, nothing, but we haven't
Then yes,
done any more work.
I would rather make $300 or $500 than I would anything. Don't get caught up in this like, oh man, I really want to sell him on a big package. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you do the 300, if you do the
Yeah.
300, Jason, because you have time is your greatest asset, right?
Yeah.
And that takes up one of your buckets. Maybe it takes up 2 of the 20, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
a little more work. Now, once you fill the others and you call this guy back, or even before you even like, man, you're
I
freaking
get what you're
crushing
saying.
it. Obviously, I have this crazy deal with you. Is there what? And then here's the important thing, Jason. How you say this? It's not can I get a raise? It's what would it take for me to get this back up to like, you know, a more fair price around $1,000 a month? What would it take? And then maybe it takes 90 days or 60, just like, you know, based on the conversation. But the 1,000%, that scenario fits perfectly into this strategy. I want you to make something off of every client. And if you're not, especially if he's using you, right? Like just start somewhere. And I'd rather you make 500 consistently. I mean, like, dude, you're so close, Jason. It's not even funny, right? But like get him, get the reviews, get everything, and like use that to jump onto the next client. I love it, brother. Hey, Jason, anything I can do to serve or help, you let me know, man. But I promise you, you do these things, dude. You're a veteran, man. You know the discipline. You know the execution. You know doesn't matter if you like it. Doesn't matter if you don't. You just get it done. You have such an advantage over all these other jokers, right? And so if you just post every day add 5 people to the hot list, And then every day, make sure whatever day you say you're going to follow up, you follow up. You just execute.
Yeah.
Don't think, execute. And then it's just going to be nature. Within a few months, you're going to have a list of 400 or 500 people. And it's just, you're just having conversations is all you're doing. You're not even trying to sell them, because you know out of 500 people, 20 are going to be like, you know what, Jason, dude, I really need help with growth. And I seen your post and I know what you're doing. I need some help.